When I started my new job, I thought it would be a fresh beginning. The pay was good, the people seemed friendly, and the work wasn't overwhelming. It felt like the kind of place where I could finally grow. But from day one, something felt off. The realization came slowly. At first, it was just a comment my boss made. Something small and seemingly insignificant, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. He mentioned an action I had taken earlier in the day, something he shouldn't have known about. At first, I thought it was a coincidence, but the timing was too perfect. My mind raced as I replayed the moment. Could he have been watching me? I scanned the room, my heart pounding. That's when I saw it. Nestled in a cubby, almost hidden, was a small camera. Its wire snaked along the wall and disappeared into my boss's adjacent office. It was subtle, unobtrusive, and terrifying. Now, I know cameras in offices aren't exactly rare. But this was no security fixture. It wasn't discreetly placed to watch a door or the room in general, it was pointed directly at me. And the worst part? None of my coworkers had cameras in their offices. Just me. I felt sick. My thoughts spiraled. Why me? Was this normal? Was I being singled out for some reason? I wanted to believe it was innocent, that maybe they were testing my work ethic or ensuring I stayed on task. But the secrecy of it all? That's what made my stomach churn. For weeks, I kept my discovery to myself. I tried to act normal, even though I could feel the camera's presence every second of every day. My boss never mentioned it, but his actions spoke volumes. On days when I'd absent-mindedly spend too much time on my phone, a message would pop up in the group chat, "Hey team, let me know if you need anything to work on." Things seemed slow. It was so subtle, yet so obvious. He was watching me, but he didn't want me to know. And that made it even more unsettling. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe this was some twisted way of testing my integrity. But deep down, I couldn't shake the discomfort. I felt exposed, vulnerable, and utterly powerless. Instead of confronting him, I started playing little mind games of my own. Whenever something ridiculous happened, I'd stare directly into the camera, deadpan, like I was in a sitcom breaking the fourth wall. It was my tiny act of rebellion in a situation where I felt completely watched. Then came the day everything changed. Our IT guy stopped by for some routine work. I didn't think much of it until I overheard him talking to my boss. "What's this camera doing here?" he asked. My ears perked up, and my heart raced. This was it. I couldn't hear everything, but I caught the gist of the conversation. My boss tried to downplay it, claiming the camera had been there before my office was even set up and was originally used to monitor the front door. But his tone gave him away. It wasn't the confident, authoritative voice I was used to, it was defensive. Nervous. The IT guy wasn't buying it. I didn't hear his exact words, but whatever he said must have hit a nerve, because my boss quickly backpedaled. "It's not like I was just watching her or anything," he muttered, almost under his breath. Moments later, the camera was gone. They didn't say a word to me about it. No explanation, no apology, nothing. The IT guy moved the camera to face the front door, where it should have been all along, and that was that. I'd love to say I felt relieved, but the damage had already been done. For weeks, I'd lived under constant surveillance without my knowledge or consent. The camera might have been gone, but the feeling of being watched? That wasn't going away anytime soon. Now, every time I step into my office, I glance at that cubby. I know the camera isn't there anymore, but I still feel its presence. I wonder what the IT guy said to my boss to make him cave. Did he call it creepy? Illegal? Whatever it was, I'm grateful he stepped in, because I don't think I could have confronted my boss on my own. Despite everything, I'm staying at this job. The pay is too good, and I genuinely like my coworkers. My bosses, for all their flaws, have treated me well in other ways. But this experience has left me wary. If they ever try to put that camera back, or if I catch even a whiff of something similar, I'll be ready. For now, I'm trying to move on. But a part of me will always wonder, why me?